sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Act 1, Scene 1. It's a bright new day. A phone is ringing and children's voices are heard playing in the distance. Lights up on Kate answering a cordless digital phone DS. She is dressed in denim overalls and a cute flowered top. She has 90s hair pulled up in a banana clip.
Hello, you've reached It's a Bright New Day Childcare. We hope you're having a bright and shiny day. This is Kate. How may I help you?
Hey, Kate, it's Evie. Oh my God, oh my God.
Oh no, you're cussing.
Oh my gosh, sorry to call you at work.
It's cool. The kids are outside right now. What's up?
Well, I got here to Grandpa's to pick him up for his chemo appointment and
Is he...
yeah, Kate, he's gone.
Oh, Grandpa, I can't believe it.
I know.
So, is he in bed?
No.
No?
No.
Well, did he fall?
No, he's sitting.
Well, that's good. Aw, is he in his chair?
No, he's on the commode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crap. I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, calm down. First, you got to call the police. I think the number's on a sticker on Grandpa's phone.
The police? What are they gonna do? Kate, it's not like a murder happened.
Well, just call 911 then.
Oh, okay. What's that number?
911?
Man, I'm such a dork. I think I'm gonna pass out. What happens if I pass out? I'm totally freaking out, you know?
You are fine. You're not going to pass out. I know. I'm so sorry, Evie. I wish I was closer. I'd be right over.
I know you would. Okay, I gotta call them. This is too weird.
Isn't everything about our family weird?
Ha, totally.
All right, well, call me right back, okay?
I will.
And everything's going to be fine. I promise.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Kate pushes the phone's off button and holds it to her chest. She sees a stuffed animal on the floor and picks it up by its limp leg in stunned silence. In the distance, the sound of children playing and laughing comes back in. Kate is frozen in a moment that is flooded with activity behind her as the scene is changing and a windswept blur to a funeral home behind her. She turns to tell the phone on and a dial tone is heard. She enters numbers and the phone rings on the other end. She tucks the stuffed animal under her arm.
Golden Real Estate, Valerie speaking.
Hello, Mom.
Hi, Kate. What's up?
Hey, sorry to bug you at work, but I've got to talk to you.
Yeah, you just called me. I'm actually headed out the door to show a house.
Can you come over to the center? It's kind of important.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll take about an hour and a half. Can you tell me now?
Sound of beep of another call.
I got another call coming in. Can't you just swing by after, please?
Sure. I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She pushes off button and it goes to the other call.
Hello, you've reached It's a Bright New You've reached It's a Bright New Day Childcare. We hope you're having a...
Hey, Kate, it's Evie again.
Hey there, how's it going?
I called 911. They told me to call the police.
We hear a crinkly potato chip bag and Evie pops one into her mouth.
Yeah, well, I said...
So they're not here yet. What should I do? What if they think I did something?
They won't. All his meds are there, right? It'll be fine. If you weren't like 100 miles away, I'd be there. I swear. Are you eating something?
Oh my gosh, Kate, I can see his legs sticking out from the bathroom. This isn't supposed to happen to me.
Sounds of children in background and Evie crunching chips.
Evie, I hate to do this, but the kids are coming in and...
Are you leaving me with him like this?
I'm so sorry, Evie. I'm not. Look, why don't you call your dad?
He's out on the construction site and I always just get the machine.
I'm so sorry, Evie, but we're having ants on a log and
The sound of a chip bag being rolled up.
Wait, I just heard someone drive up. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I think the police are here. I'll talk to you soon, Kate. I love you.
I love you too. Listen, it'll be fine.
I hope so. Gotta go. Bye.
Bye-bye. And call me if you need anything.
Kate hangs up, exiting to the sound of children. Lights down on Kate. End of scene. Scene 2, the cowboy package. Foyer of funeral parlor. Music transition to Gene Autry's Silver-Haired Daddy of Mine. Logan enters carrying a pile of programs. Clean cut. He sports a button-up tie and shirt and tie. He looks around the room for others and then at his watch. Valerie and Todd enter in their leftover 1980s style. She sports polyester knit florals and Todd hair edges on a mullet.
Auntie Val, oh wow, it's so good to see you.
Logan, well, look at you. I haven't seen you since.
They hug.
Since before I went in, that's right. Damn, I'm so sorry about Grandpa. Todd?
Luke, hey man, good to see you. National Guard, right?
It's Logan.
And it was the Marines, actually.
Oh yeah, Marines. Is your dad here?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's here, just having a smoke out back, I think. Program?
Sure, thanks.
Val takes a program for each of them and hands it to Todd.
I don't need one. I'll just read yours.
Oh, for God's sake, just take it.
Todd takes it, looking at it briefly, and over time folds it and deposits it into a pocket. Valerie begins reading program. Logan greets and offers programs to unseen guests just outside stage light.
Here you go. Thank you for coming.
Light smiles all around as they greet guests. The programs slip from Logan's fingers and hit the floor.
Ah, shit.
Evie enters in her boxy blazer and collected style and stands by the pile of programs. Logan sees her shoes. Evie stoops to help.
Evie, hey.
Hey, Logan.
As they stand, there are forced hugs, a shuffling of programs, and a sense of awkwardness.
Auntie Val?
Auntie Val?
Oh, Evie, I'm so sorry. I was going to come earlier and help clean up at Dad's place, but I had a house in progress and it was impossible.
Yeah, Kate told me she called you.
Oh my God, I can't believe what you had to go through.
I know, it was pretty crazy. They think you just got the urge to, I guess that happens a lot when, right before you die. The worst part was when they realized that rigor.
As Evie continues to talk, Valerie trails off to greet other guests.
But Grandpa is in a better place now.
What the fuck is with this music? I mean, it sounds like we're in a cheesy Western or some shit. I mean,
I think Dad picked it because the funeral coordinator told him it came with the old cowboy package.
oh, your grandpa was a cowboy? No kidding.
Yeah, well, he was born in Montana, so I think that was the idea behind it.
Huh. I mean, I know your dad was always trying to save a buck, but I mean, that's why we had to do this on a Thursday, right?
Rowan,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Aunt Val, do you know when Kate is going to be here?
Kate and Isaiah were picking up Chels at the skating rink and then heading over.
Rowan!
Hey, Todd.
So, Dad, who are all these old ladies? Are we related?
I was thinking that too. Must be friends of Grandpa's.
Yeah, Val told me your dad was a pretty busy fella before he got sick. Know what I mean?
Seriously?
A few years back, he told me he had a regular ad running in the personal section of the Weekly Reader, but I honestly thought he was kidding.
I've seen a dozen crying women come through here.
Now you got enough stale Avon perfume and dry talcum powder in there to outfit an entire fucking senior center.
Oh, Rowan, here come the tears already. I just can't.
Now, don't start that. We got a long day before we all get worn out on crying just yet.
With a hesitant pat on the back, he comforts his sister. Logan continues to hand programs to those guests who enter.
Thank you for coming.
I know. I just can't believe Dad is gone.
I know. I know.
Todd gives Valerie a nudge.
Val has something to ask you, don't you, Val?
I wanted to ask you if you think we're still going to go to the coast today.
Oh, yeah, that's what we planned. I've got a 10:20 flight back to Reno tomorrow morning, so if we're going to do it, we have to take care of it this afternoon.
Okay.
What's the problem? We talked about it yesterday.
Well, I think Todd wanted.
Guys, the funeral lady just asked if we could get rolling here.
We have just a few more family members coming, I think.
Oh, just tell her to back the hell off.
Well, she said it's usually no problem, but they have a big service right after hours.
Well, that's how they make the big bucks in these places, just fucking packing them in.
Todd, seriously?
Yeah, Todd, could you perhaps take it down a notch?
Yeah, whatever, Rowan. I'm going to go sit.
Ask if she could just give us 2 minutes, okay, Logan?
Okay, but she's pretty intense. She said we are scheduled for 1100, no later. And she's got the twitchy eye thing going on.
I'm sure they're on their way. They had to pick up Chelsea.
Logan exits.
So, do I hear you saying you don't want to go now? What the hell, Val? You know that's what Dad wanted.
I really think we need to follow through with the original plan, Aunt Val.
It's fine to talk about it in theory, but the whole thing just seems kind of out there.
What you mean is Todd is giving you a hard time. He doesn't have to come, It might be a hell of a lot easier.
Come on, Rowan. We could come back together in a year or so when we have a hell of a lot more time to dig up a friggin' box.
Nice. So Mom is just a frickin' box to you now?
Logan re-enters.
Time to go, folks. Funeralzilla said she's starting.
We better get in there.
Rowan and Evie exit to parlor. Chelsea enters, followed by Kate carrying a store-bought bouquet of brightly dyed carnations.
Hey guys, where have you been?
Chelsea makes big entrance. Her wrist is in a half cast. She hugs Logan in grandiose fashion and then proceeds to punch him in the arm.
Loganberry, God, you live to tell the tale.
Hey, Chels.
Check you out, muscle man. Nice.
It's good to see you.
I knew you'd be okay. But I'm sure the Desert Storm shit was friggin' crazy. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty crazy. What have you been up to?
Oh, out there raising a little hell, following in the family footsteps.
That's cool. Kate, nice to meet you.
Hey there, our little Loganberry is all grown up.
Yeah, it happens.
We can catch up later, right? Sign my cast?
Sure. You coming to the beach?
Well, yeah, unless I get a better offer,
Cool. We'll catch up then. Program?
Sure, thanks. Hi, Mom.
Logan hands out programs and exits. Kate hugs Valerie awkwardly while holding flowers, program and huge purse. The flowers drop.
Oh, sorry. Didn't Isaiah come with you?
Yeah, of course. He's parking the car. I brought these.
That was sweet.
Kate offers the flowers to Val.
How about over there?
Kate sees photo of Grandpa. She places the flowers near the photo and takes the tissues strategically placed nearby.
It's already started, guys. Go get seated.
You can't blame me for being late. Isaiah drives like a little old lady. I was up at the ass crack of dawn, and then I even left practice early, and then we still had to stop for flowers.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Chelsea.
You got it, Mom.
Chelsea exits and we hear funeral coordinators start to speak off stage.
We have come here today to honor the dearly departed Arthur Rowland Price. To those who loved him and those he called friend, he was known as Artie, a nickname given to him by older brother Billy.
Go ahead. You don't have to wait for me.
The obituary is being read in the background while Valerie and Kate talk.
Artie was born in 1920 in Roundup, Montana, to William and Annabelle Price. He was the fourth of 10 children.
I was going to ask if you are still going to be part of the plan.
Well, yeah, I kind of want to, but I haven't talked to Isaiah about it yet.
Isaiah enters.
Talk to me about what?
Oh, hi. I was trying to find the right time, but I'll tell you later. We're already late.
My dad had this last wish that we go out on the South Jetty where he and Mom used to go fishing near the beach house, and together we pour his ashes into the ocean at dawn.
Oh, okay. When did you plan to do that?
That's the thing. Rowan's got to fly home in the morning, so he wants to leave for the coast right after the food thing at the house. So later this afternoon?
You mean tonight? Whoa. All right. That's like a 3-hour drive to the beach house, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Todd wasn't too excited about it either.
I don't mind, but Kate, I'd like to know what's going on, so I can plan. I have my shift at noon tomorrow and I can't take off another day.
Chelsea appears.
Are you guys coming or what?
I'll save you a seat, babe.
Isaiah kisses Kate on the forehead and exits.
I can't believe you didn't tell him.
What was I going to say? My grandpa died and now we have to dig up grandma? Normal families don't do that kind of shit, Mom.
Are you guys talking about the clump and dump?
Chelsea, have some respect.
Oh man, that's what it is, right? You really got to get over yourself, Mom.
Valerie, Kate, and Chelsea all exits together, and the funeral coordinator feeds back in.
Artie and the love of his life, Helen, traveled around the United States, hopping train cars and working odd jobs. The two ended up in Mount Shasta, California in 1941, right before the war broke out, and it wasn't long until their son, Rowan, was born.
And we hear the end of the song, Until We Meet Again. Oh,
And
sorry.
now, is there anyone that would like to say a few words? We have 4 minutes.
Sorry, and we hear the end of the song, Until We Meet Again. End of scene. Scene 3, outside the box. Music fades as Logan and Kate are turned upstage. They thank guests for coming with common courtesies and acknowledgments.
Yes, well, Grandpa always did enjoy McDonald's, didn't he?
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming.
Logan turns around and whispers to Kate.
I don't know about you, but I never knew Grandpa was such a player.
I never knew he had such a thing for Clairol redheads.
Chelsea runs in, Isaiah follows.
Let's party.
Jesus, Chels.
Mellow out. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Kate, I'm going to get the car. You riding with us, Chelsea?
Nah, I'll ride with Logan. You good with that, Logan Berry?
Chelsea punches Logan in the arm.
Sure, no problem.
Rowan and Valerie enter. She is trailing off in the Happy Trails diddly. Todd follows. Chelsea and Kate comfort each other as they look over the photos on display.
Cares about the clouds when we're together, just.
Oh, we still owe them like $250 before they'll let us take him.
Can't they just bill us or something?
Apparently, no. Then we have the food thing. That's at least another couple of hours. It's 11:30 now, so I guess we can plan to leave here around 3.
Speaking of that, I still vote for next year.
If I threw a stick, would you go away?
Okay, yeah, kiss my ass, Rowan. I'm gonna end up writing the check.
Hey guys, that lady wants us out of here on the double.
Seriously? All right, if you have a box, we'll get the pictures and stuff.
Thanks, Kate. I'm going to go talk to her about getting Grandpa out of hock. Can you come with me, Todd?
You betcha.
We're gonna go have a smoke.
It's all fun and games until someone needs to pay the bill.
Val, Todd, and Rowan all exit. Evie enters and reaches for a tissue from the empty box.
Hey, Evie. It's gonna be okay. Chelsea, can you see if there's a Kleenex somewhere?
What do you say?
Oh, please.
That's better.
Chelsea exits. Evie sniffs and blots her dripping nose with the back of her hand.
It just seems so surreal,
Totally. It doesn't seem like we should be old enough to have our grandparents gone.
Like, we were just at their house, I can still see us in pigtails making mud pies under the apple tree.
We used to pretend we were on a French gourmet cooking show.
Oh, yeah. And you would try to talk like Juliet Julia,
Child.
that's right. You put the chicken in the pot.
Oh my God. I totally remember when we took a couple of teaspoons from grandma's kitchen and she came running out of the house hollering at us like we had committed murder.
Seriously, I'd almost totally forgotten about that. She did, didn't she? She marched us into the house and
Chelsea returns, trailing a very long piece of toilet paper, offering it to Evie.
Here. What? It's the long kind.
Evie smiles and breaks the toilet paper in parts, handing them out.
one for you and one for you and 3 for me.
Okay, ladies, let's do this.
End of scene. Song option for Scene Change Rocket 88 by Bill Haley and the Saddlemen from 1951. Scene 4 in cars. 3 groups of chairs. Car number 1 at stage left. 2 chairs in front with Todd driving and Valerie in the passenger seat. The 2 other sets have 2 chairs in front and 1 chair in back. Car number 2 center stage has Isaiah in the front seat and Kate is in the passenger with Evie in the back. Car number 3, stage right, has Logan driving and Rowan in the passenger seat with Chelsea in back. Lights up on car 2.
It's not like I don't get why it's a practical thing, but when I was growing up in the Jewish tradition, cremation was completely taboo.
Really? Why?
I think it has something to do with not being resurrected if the body is destroyed by fire.
Well, the Baptists are cool with it.
Good to know.
Just curious, when you guys have kids, will you raise them Jewish or Christian?
Isaiah and Kate both stutter.
Well, Isaiah's
Not sure. I guess we'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
I bet being around little Rugrats all day makes you not want to have one so much.
Oh, we want kids.
Evie sees a landmark up ahead.
Look, up here's the Pixie Chicken. We always used to stop there and eat on our way to the beach.
Huh, looks closed now.
Grandma always gave me tokens for the arcade in the basement. I kept them in a little coin purse with a mermaid on it that she bought me.
I think I only went there once. We never could afford to eat out. My mom always made us bologna sandwiches if we went on a road trip.
They had those fun house mirrors that when you went in, there was a tall and skinny one and it said, "Looks like you're hungry." And then on your way out, there was the short mirror that made you look fat and it said, "Looks like you've had enough." Grandpa thought that was hilarious.
So I'm curious why this all couldn't wait. I was talking to Todd and he said,
Well, Todd doesn't get to decide everything.
Isaiah knows about the excavation of Grandma, right?
wait, what?
Well, my grandparents were kind of different, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the thing is, we buried grandma like 15 years ago at the beach house.
You mean like in a coffin? Whoa, is that even legal?
Oh, it's not like that. They didn't bury her body. Goodness, no, it's her cremations.
Right. I'm just not used to that.
Grandma didn't want a traditional funeral, but her favorite place was at the beach house. Grandpa Artie, Uncle Rowan, Mom, and I were the only people there. Grandpa dug the hole. We all put something in the box, said a few words, then we buried her ashes.
That's nice.
Come on. It's kind of weird, really. I mean, who does that? Are these marshmallows?
Evie finds a bag and starts to stuff them in her mouth between the conversation.
Well, it was what Grandma wanted, Evie, so we had to. Why weren't you there?
I was like 10 years old. My mom wouldn't let us come. And the way I heard it, it was a cookie jar.
Oh my God, you're right. It was a cookie jar. Huh. Yeah, I kind of forgot that part.
My dad had it made for her in wood shop out of maple or something. It sat on the kitchen counter for years. She used to hide her oatmeal cream pies and zebra cakes in there from Grandpa.
And from us. If you touched it, she would totally freak out. One time, Chelsea moved the chair over and just acted like she was getting up on the counter. She completely spazzed out on her.
She always let me have one.
Really? As if.
Evie?
So yeah, ashes with grandma's and then pour them into the ocean together.
Really? Aw, well, that's kind of sweet, I guess.
Can you pass me the graham crackers?
Sure, here.
So let me get this straight. Your grandma is buried in a cookie jar that she used to hide snacks in, and we have to dig it up. I didn't see that one coming.
Lights down on car 2 to car 1.
I don't get it, Val. You told me you didn't want to go there again because it brought up too many memories.
I know. This is different. Everyone will be there together. Besides, Rowan insists we do it now.
Oh, fucking Rowan.
Stop. We can roast some marshmallows, tell some stories, sing songs by the campfire, like old times.
Do you have any marshmallows?
No, I was hoping we could stop on the way.
Where were you? When were you gonna tell me this?
I don't know. I just thought of it.
I mean, there you go thinking again. Well, you're lucky I got to stop and pick up some beer.
I don't know if beer is a good idea. Rowan is all into AA now.
Oh, okay, St. Val. Don't pretend you don't want something to drink.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, when's a good time to ask about the check?
Rowan said he'd pay your half for the funeral as soon as he gets back to Reno.
No, not that. The tax money check?
When it's a good time,
Well, when's a good time? I mean, it's not like you knew your dad was going to drop dead when he agreed to loan us that money.
I can't just say, oh, by the way, Dad had told me he was going to loan us $10,000. Is there any chance I could just get that now?
Well, why the hell not? I mean, do you think Rowan won't believe you?
Of course, but you're just putting me in a really awkward position, Todd.
I don't see why it's a big deal. You're going to get the money eventually in the estate anyway. You're just asking for an advance on what Artie already said he would give us right before he died.
He wasn't going to give us anything. It was a loan until I got a house sold, and it's...
And what, Val?
It's...
Well, spit it out, woman.
It's fucking embarrassing. Everybody thinks I'm a successful real estate agent, when the truth is I can't seem to sell a house to save my life.
Well, it's not like Rowan never brought any money. I'm sure he owes your dad thousands.
Dad told me he only would loan Rowan $500 at a time. They had the same $500 skirting back and forth between them for like 10 years.
Well, I'm just saying you got to get those property taxes paid sooner rather than later, or we're going to lose your fucking house.
Well, this ought to be a fun night.
Or whatever. Do you want to stop for marshmallows or not?
Yes.
All right, then.
Todd turns into the parking lot, lights down on car 1 to car 3.
But I told him I'm not doing that. Are you friggin' crazy? Next time he wants me to stay late and wash some old lady's poodle, he better ask me nicely. Know what I mean?
I thought you were doing roller derby.
I am. And I work at the pet store. A girl's got to make a living.
You don't get paid for skating?
Only if we win. And the new team captain doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. You know what I'm talking about, Logan? Like, didn't you ever have a leader like that?
Oh yeah, had my fair share of those in Kuwait. I'd write a book if it weren't classified. Every day, a new snafu.
I'm really curious how you got into the derby thing. You know, that's where Grandma Helen got that little crook in her nose.
How could I not know? Mom used to tell stories all the time about Grandma when she was skated with the Transcontinental Roller Derby. That's part of why I started. Now I just do it because I like to legally kick some ass, you know?
Remind me never to piss you off.
You're safe, Logan Berry. I'm nice to animals.
Elsie leans forward to punch Logan in the arm and laughs.
Hey, driving here.
Hey, Uncle Rowan, is it true that Grandma jumped out of the back of the tour bus to get a kiss from Grandpa when they first met?
That's the story I always heard. She jumped out of the exit door in downtown Cincinnati. She likes to say, I knew the minute I locked my eyes on him, he was my next target.
Once a jammer, always a jammer.
Her skater name was Helen Wheels.
What a bitchin' story.
What's your derby name?
Chelsea O'Payne. Grandpa helped me think of it.
Perfect.
So wait, Grandma jumped out of the back of a moving bus? She was a badass.
She was crazy.
Define crazy.
I don't know. She just wasn't your typical mom.
Like what?
Like when we were sitting in the old Ford outside the three-way inn waiting for her, and the car started rolling towards the Clackamas River.
Whoa, how old were you?
I was like 8 years old, and your mom was maybe 5 or 6.
What? I've never heard about that.
Yeah, the car wasn't going really fast, but we were headed straight for the river. This guy from the gas station sees us. He comes running over and opens the front door. I was already over the seat trying to punch on the brake, and he reaches over and whips on the emergency brake. Turns out I was just pushing on the gas.
Holy shit, what was my mom doing?
Screaming in the back seat. She did that a lot.
Where was your mother?
In the three-way lounge with Aunt Mabel. Someone went and got her, and when she came out, she was mad as a hornet.
Mad? At you? Why?
I told you. She was batshit crazy.
Is that Kate Nevey?
Where?
Up in that brown and white station wagon on the left.
Looks like it.
Step on it, Loganberry. We got to get to a point.
Chelsea leans forward and pounds on Logan's shoulder.
Don't get a ticket in a rental car.
Come on, show them what you're made of.
Logan takes the challenge and starts to speed up. Chelsea rolls down the window and makes a loud whistle with her fingers. Lights up car 2.
What's these people's freaking problem?
It's my dad and Logan.
Woohoo! Power jam.
And Chelsea.
Logan makes the tip of the hat, passing car 2. Chelsea hangs out the window and teases.
Go, 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 Logan. Bite me.
Oh man, the window doesn't open.
Child safety locks.
Well, don't let him pass.
What am I going to do? I'm behind this truck.
Kate gives a polite princess wave. Car 3 passes car 2 and a blaze of victory.
Hey, Logan, you can slow down now.
You disappoint me, Isaiah.
So long, suckers. Haha, that was fierce, dude. Ow.
Chelsea is out of bounds as she gives Logan congratulatory hard shoulder taps and howls at the mood.
Okay, Chelsea, don't hit the driver. I mean it.
Lights down on car 3 to car 2.
I swear, does everything have to be a competition with them?
It's always easier to just let Chelsea win.
Your sister's got issues. Marshmallow?
So was Dorothy the lady in the checkered dress that could double as a tablecloth, or was that Lena?
Her? No, that was Ginny. And Lena was the redhead. Lena went out with Grandpa on Friday nights to Grange Bingo. Dorothy was the one wearing the blue dress.
That powder blue dress that went up to her neck. She had that weird ass bow in her hair. Looked like a cross between Little Bo Peep and the Golden Girls.
Don't be mean, Kate. Grandpa liked Margaret. She was nice. She was the lady that Grandpa took to Old Town Buffet for lunch on Senior Tuesdays. She told me they would stuff her purse with breadsticks and chicken wings.
Who does that?
Grandpa.
And Margaret, apparently.
I mean, wouldn't they get in trouble?
Are you kidding? Who's going to suspect a couple of sweet-looking old people, especially with that bow in her hair? Did you know Grandpa had Aunt Mabel sew a big pocket on the inside of his flannel jacket, especially for keeping McDonald's napkins?
Napkins?
Didn't you see the cupboard in the laundry room, Isaiah? The whole top shelf is totally stuffed with them. The other side is stacked with hundreds of golden soft butter containers. He called them his Tupperware set.
I missed that, apparently. So Grandpa was a kleptomaniac.
No, he figured he was getting his money's worth. He'd get a senior coffee and a couple dozen napkins for less than $1. That way he never had to buy paper towels. Mom said he could stretch a penny all the way to Reno.
That's one way of putting it. Did your mom ever tell you about when they were growing up and they went to Reno, but Grandma and Grandpa wouldn't pay for a motel, so they had to sleep in the car?
Yeah, but the way I heard it was they lost all their money gambling and then they didn't have enough money left for a motel. So Grandma bought a box of shredded wheat, a pint of milk, and a bunch of bananas. That's all they had to eat for 2 days.
Yikes. Well, at least they had fruit.
I'm sure my dad conveniently left the part out about gambling away all their money.
Why is that?
Kate gently backhands Isaiah in the arm.
Isaiah, shh.
Was I not supposed to say that?
No biggie. Dad's been in Gamblers Anonymous for like 7 years now. Oh, and he's totally not drinking anymore either.
Well, good for Uncle Rowan. That's cool. And how's your mom doing these days?
That's a whole nother story. Her and Logan haven't spoken for 5 years, around the time he got divorced. I just stay out of it. She moved to Alaska a few years back with her new husband, so.
Here, have a graham cracker.
Lights down on car 2 to car 1. Que Sera Sera is playing on the radio.
Turn it up. I love this song. Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be.
Oh, God, I hate this song. Couldn't you just look in the box of stuff that Evie cleaned up off this dining room table? The checkbook is probably there.
Jesus H. Christ, Todd. Would you just let up? It's not like I go through his financial records while we're eating. Have some respect.
Well, you should have some respect. Don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, brother, when did you go to church last?
Today.
That was a funeral home, not a church.
Did you see what that lady in the blue dress brought to the after party?
What?
A big bowl of nasty chicken wings. I mean, she offered me one, so I took it, I took it to be nice, but it tasted like dog shit.
Oh, please, you drool at the sight of dead food in the heat lamp of the gas station.
Now you're just making me hungry again.
Well, at least you ate something. I didn't even get a piece of cheese. I got stuck in the corner talking to old man Cuevas, who went on about how Dad borrowed a shovel from him 15 years ago. Huh. He wants me to keep an eye out for it when we clean out the garage. God, I get tired just thinking about all the work we have to do to get that place cleaned up.
Get Evie to help you. She's not working right now.
Yeah, I'll ask her. But I feel like she's done so much already. You know, it was pretty hard on her to find her grandpa like that. Poor girl, she's only a kid.
It builds character. Kids got it so easy these days. It's good for them to know how the real world works.
Yeah, I suppose so. When I was 25, I already had Kate. I was a single mother with 2 part-time jobs. Still, it had to be pretty traumatic for her.
So Evie really found Artie on the toilet?
What was weird was that he had his pants on, not down, like when you're gonna, go.
Why are you whispering?
Because it makes me sad. Like he was just sitting on the toilet with his head resting on his hands next to the sink. It's sad to have your last breath be taken in such an icky place. It is, it's sad. And no one will ever know exactly what happened. Poor Daddy.
Did you know that Thomas Crapper invented the flushing toilet? I mean, Mr. Crapper, British plumber. Well, actually, he did not invent the toilet itself, but he did invent the ball cock, which is how the toilet fills up the tank. It makes it to, flush every time. Did you know that?
You are just a wealth of useless information, aren't you, Todd?
Oh, this is a good song. Turn it up.
American Pie is on and they sing along as it fades to the next car. Lights down on car 1 to car 2.
What's the plan for this shindig again?
First, we need to dig up the box.
Cookie jar.
Then get some sleep, then wake up at first light.
Then we go to the South Jetty and put the ashes together and pour them into the ocean. Did you know that we aren't technically allowed to dump ashes without a permit, and we're supposed to go out like 3 miles? I overheard the funeral lady telling Todd all about it when he was paying.
Did anyone get a permit?
My dad thought your mom did it, and she thought he did it.
Does anyone have a boat?
There's a rowboat at the beach house.
As long as I'm back at Kmart for my 12 o'clock shift, that's all I care about.
You totally will be. No worries. What could go wrong?
Lights down on car 2 to car 3.
You keep saying crazy, but I don't remember Grandma Helen like that.
She taught us that old song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Yeah, I sang that to Jordan when he was a baby.
Oh my God, I can't believe you have a kid. How old is he?
Jordan? He's 7. Lives with his mom in North Carolina. Now that woman is crazy.
Aren't we all?
Well, my mom and your grandma were two totally different people. She quit drinking around the same time I graduated from high school and took up religion.
I didn't know she was religious.
She started going to the Seventh-day Adventists with a neighbor lady. It was a sin to drink. She tried to quit smoking too, but basically she just cut down from a pack of Cools a day to just a few. Then a few years later, she got the breast cancer, and during her cameo, she quit smoking altogether. She quit the church too, come to think of it.
So I come from a long line of quitters. The
Words hang in the air.
Anyway,
Yeah, they do.
I wish I knew her better. The only other memory was like from when I was about 5 and we were down here at the coast going crabbing. I remember being out in the boat with her in that stinky old life jacket that was so big it went all the way up to your nose. I looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but orange.
Kind of a rite of passage for the Price kids to wear that life jacket. We all had our turn.
Probably wouldn't even really save your life if you went overboard. Just hold your head underwater long enough to drown you. Seriously.
I'm pretty sure, Logan, there's a picture of you sitting on the dock with Grandma wearing that thing. You had this face all screwed up tight like Popeye.
Yeah, I remember that day. So freaking cold and windy. But I loved every minute of it. There was this huge sea lion on the dock that scared the crap out of me, but Grandma yelled at it and it jumped back in the bay.
I wonder where that picture went.
I think it was in the photo album that ended up with all the stuff in number 26.
Well, that explains it.
What's number 26?
It's the storage unit that my ex-wife Tasha and I had, but she stopped paying rent on it when I was in Kuwait. They sold all the stuff.
Who sold it?
The storage company.
Wait, you're over in bumfuck Egypt fighting for their freedom and they're selling your childhood shit to make a buck?
It is what it is.
That is fucked up, man.
I guess so, but my ex dropped the ball on that one. She was too busy with the guy next door, her best friend's husband. They lived in our military housing when I was deployed.
For sure.
For them, it's just another day in paradise. I'm used to it.
I still say that ain't right. What the hell is wrong with people?
Easy come, easy go. Right, Dad?
By the way, we need to stop at the store and pick up some marshmallows.
Rowan reaches for the radio knob. Crazy by Patsy Cline fades in. Lights go down as the chairs are moved away. The scene is changed to the beach house property. End of scene. Scene 5, arrival. It is a raised floor with a picnic table, a fire pit, and Douglas fir trees in the background. An old faded Airstream trailer is upstage, decorated with old fishing nets, driftwood fishing floats, and crab pots. The sounds of tires on gravel signal the arrival of a diesel truck. 2 doors slam and Valerie and Todd enter. Valerie is carrying the white cardboard box of Grandpa's cremations, and Todd is carrying a bag of groceries and a 12-pack of Bud Light. They set them on the table.
Wow, I never thought this day would come. You know, they got this property back in '70 and came down here once a month like it was their new religion.
Sure could use some landscaping.
Daddy used to keep it up, but now all these blackberries are taking over.
Is the key still under the driftwood?
Should be. It feels different to not see Mom and Dad here. Mom would be opening everything up and Dad would be unloading the truck.
Val walks around soaking in the essence of the property, surprised by the wave of emotions.
The key ain't here. I mean, anywhere else it could be hiding? I gotta take a whiz.
It's not? I'll ask Rowan when he gets here. It must have been moved.
I'll just go here.
Todd goes over to the tree's edge and unzips to pee.
Stop! No, not there. That's the area where my mother is buried. God, Todd.
Whoa, all righty. Time for me to go commute with nature then.
Thank you.
Todd exits and Valerie is alone.
Watch out for bears.
She waits until he is clearly gone, and she takes a seat on the picnic table. She talks to her parents.
Well, here we are, and here I am, alone again. But like you're still here, right? I miss you guys. I do. Don't you worry. In true Price fashion, we are gonna make this happen. One way or the other. Rowan and his kids will be here soon, and I'll be here. With Kate and Chelsea, just us, the Price family. Oh, and our people. It's what you wanted, right? For us to be together so that we could put you two back together forever, right? That's all that matters in the end. To be together no matter what the price.
Todd slowly sneaks up on Val in an opposite direction of his exit. There's a rustle of wind through the trees and birds call in the distance. Val smiles.
There you are.
Val hugs herself with reassurance. Todd rustles the tree branch, making a low growl.
Mom?
Todd increases his growl and Valerie is on the alert. Todd jumps and grabs Val from behind.
Gotcha.
Val screams and swats Todd as he laughs hysterically.
Todd, God damn it!
You're the one who said to watch for bears.
You're an asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come here. I love you.
Todd kisses her forehead.
Love you too. This is hard.
Yeah, well, hopefully this won't take too long.
Oh, look. It's the same flowers that my mom put there 20 years ago.
Yeah, nice. Better living through plastic. So, you got a shovel?
I think there are a couple of clam shovels in the back of the trailer.
I'll take a look.
Todd exits and the sound of a second car is heard on gravel.
Watch out for bears.
Ah, I'm sure you scared them off when you screamed like a banshee.
An engine turns off and the car doors slam. Kate is carrying the colored carnations and sets them on the picnic table. Evie enters with a half-eaten bag of marshmallows and pops another in her mouth.
Hey, Mom.
Hey there. Well, you guys made good time.
We brought marshmallows.
Val shows her bag.
Me too.
Oh, that's funny. Well, at least we have dinner, or at least Evie will.
Kate playfully tries to grab the bag of marshmallows back from Evie.
Hey,
Isaiah appears around the corner.
Look, it's my favorite ladies.
Isaiah hugs Valerie.
Good to see you, Isaiah. I'm glad you could come.
No problem. So, where is this famous beach house?
You're looking at it.
Oh, I thought it was like a house.
You've never been to the famous Price Beach Mansion?
It's cute. It's cute. That trailer is awesome, really.
a million memories made here.
Hey, Isaiah, you need a beer?
Hey, Todd. No thanks.
Well, don't mind if I do. This could get interesting.
Todd reaches into the pulls out a Bud Light and pops the can, taking a long drink. He then wiggles the pull tab off to toss on the ground.
Didn't you find the clam diggers?
Nope. Maybe someone stole them.
They might be inside. You guys don't know if the key was moved to a new place, do you?
Well, that's weird. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It was always under this piece of driftwood.
Well, it's not anymore.
Well, that's weird.
Isaiah picks up the pull tab.
I just remembered all those pop can tabs we made into a big long string. They would bend back and you could hook them all together. Remember that?
Oh yeah, it was always hanging by the door.
Probably rusted away, I guess. They stopped making those, totally a choking hazard.
The tacky white flowers are still here, though.
Your grandma put those there. They used to be pink.
So, is that where your grandma's buried?
Oh God, no.
What? I can see why you think that.
We would never put plastic flowers on my mother's grave.
Yeah, because you guys are such a classy bunch.
Rude.
What?
Nothing.
No, she's buried over there.
More over here.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't allowed to be here.
Well, you got to be there for Grandpa.
Evie pops another marshmallow and we hear the sound of the last car pulling up.
Oh, good. Everyone's here.
All right, someone better start digging.
Just chill out a minute, Todd.
Well, this reminiscing shit is sweet and all, but the sun will be going down just like it does every day, regardless of how much you chit chat.
Chelsea runs in, followed by Logan, carrying marshmallows and a pack of hot dogs. Rowan carries a shovel.
Agent 000, secret squirrel reporting for duty, Chief.
Looks like we beat you, Speed Racer.
We had stopped for marshmallows and weenies.
Hey, Rowan, did you move the trailer key?
No, it's under the driftwood.
Well, this is just fucking great. No one's got a key?
Rowan looks in the spot.
Huh?
I can get in.
Ooh, Logan's got the ninja skills.
Special ops, remember?
Okay, Mr. Marine, show us what you got.
Yeah, Logan, I gotta use the bathroom.
Logan heads back behind the trailer.
Hey, Rowan, didn't we plant a rose bush on top of Mom's gravesite?
Oh yeah, it was little pink roses.
Doesn't seem to be here anymore.
Well, it was over here in this area.
I think it was farther away from the trees.
The trees have grown in the past 15 years.
Where did the rose bush go?
Probably died. Roses need water, and this is the coast.
Rowan, who has been sporting a cigarette from behind his ear, takes out a butane lighter, flipping the lighter top, but not actually lighting the cigarette.
Here's a crazy idea. Why not mark a grave that no one visits with plastic flowers?
Well, that's just sad.
I thought you said it was over here.
Now that I think of it, it was over here, closer to the property line.
No, Val, it was farther this way.
Yeah, Mom, I thought it was farther from the tree line.
Shit, was it? Huh?
There's a few more pine trees here than there used to be.
This is fucking hysterical. I'll be over here watching the clown show if you need me. Want a beer, Ro?
Rowan smirks and Todd takes a seat on the folding camp chair. Rowan lights a cigarette and takes a drag.
Fuck off, Todd.
Oh, really? That's what you're going with?
Todd stands up to posture.
Guys,
Okay, I'm sure we can figure this out.
You got a shovel, Isaiah?
Actually, I think I do in the trunk.
Oh, that's right, with your metal detector kit.
What do you have a metal detector for?
I use it looking for old coins and stuff.
So you're a numismatist?
Numismatist. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am.
Isaiah exits to get shovel.
Oh, look at the college girl with her big words. I mean, what was that again?
Numismatist, coin collector?
I don't know. It sounds creepy.
Isaiah has a really rare collection, actually. We're always on the lookout for those wheat pennies.
I had a client who sold a buffalo nickel for like $200 or something.
Valerie starts to sing a light music, and there are groans from Kate.
Put another nickel in the Nickelodeon. All I want is having you and music. Come on, Rowan.
Valerie attempts to get Rowan to sing, which he scoffs.
Nickelodeon's a cartoon channel.
No, it's a jukebox.
No, it was a place to watch old movies.
At the turn of the century, Austin Nickelodeon owned a dime museum where you could go and watch a moving picture on Edison's invention, a vitascope. You'd sit and watch. That's why it's called a Nickelodeon.
Is it possible you could all be right?
Valerie hums and sings the tune to herself.
Hey, Chelsea O'Payne, can you shimmy through a window?
Can I? For the honor of Grayskull, I am She-Ra.
Careful of your arm.
Chill out, Mom.
Chelsea does her power pose and exits.
What a weirdo.
Do you always have to be such a negative man?
Yeah, I actually do.
Well, could you give it a break for once? Seriously.
Alrighty then, I'll just sit over here in my madness and keep my mouth shut.
Thank you.
Isaiah returns with a small shovel.
Here we go.
Cool. Thanks, Isaiah.
Don't you say it.
What? I'm not saying shit.
Thanks, honey. You're my hero.
I still think it was buried about here.
Okay, I'll start here then, but Isaiah, could you start digging over there? Save time.
Sure. About how far down are we going?
3 feet, maybe 4.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kate, do you want to help me gather some kindling?
Yeah, sure.
Valerie and Kate disperse to look for twigs and firewood by the trees. Evie tries the front door of the trailer and discovers it is open.
Look, the door was open the whole time.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Evie enters through the door and flips a switch, which makes light come through the trailer window hung with a flowered curtain.
Whoa, are you stuck, Chelsea?
No, I got this. Push, Logan, push.
We hear a crash as Chelsea falls.
Oh my God. Chelsea, are you okay?
That was friggin' awesome.
Logan comes around the trailer. The sun is setting. Evie comes back out.
We have entry. Chelsea is in.
Whoa, what reeks in here?
Rowan and Isaiah begin to dig.
I found the key. It was on the table.
Oh, look how pretty the sky is.
Yeah, it's so orange tonight.
Now, if we could just find the box.
Cookie jar.
Cookie jar, how could I forget?
Todd pops another beer and sits. Valerie takes in the sunset.
It is a gorgeous night. Lucky, no rain. Isn't it funny to think about all the hundreds of relatives we are all connected to just because of mom and dad?
I will never understand what all you people's fascination is with family history. Like, isn't knowing your current family bad enough?
Curious. Do any of you have a flashlight?
Oh, shit.
No, but I may take one of those beers.
End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1, digging. The scene is changed to the inside of the Airstream trailer. There is the table with a wraparound bench, one retro kitchen chair, a small 2-burner cook stove, small fridge, cupboards, a narrow entry door, an area leading into a double bed area that is partially covered by the bathroom area. Evie, Valerie, and Kate are actively looking for flashlights. Evie pulls out a shoebox with assorted candles.
Gore, I found a bunch of votives.
A bunch of what?
Votives, candles. We got a total of 4, 5, and 2 halves here.
Oh, candles. Well, that should totally seal the creepy factor.
Ominous.
Cool. Got any matches?
My dad's always got his lighter in his pocket.
Kate exits with a box of candles and Valerie appears with a kid's orange life jacket.
Oh my Lord, look what I found. Phew, smells like old fish and black mold.
I recognize that life jacket. I almost died in it once.
It was a rite of passage for every Price kid to have at least one near-death experience.
You mean like Grandpa being run over by a truck when he was a kid?
Isaiah enters the trailer.
Who was run over by a truck?
My dad, when he was a kid in Montana, he was sledding down a hill and he flew off his sled and right into the road just at the same moment a power truck was backing up and the guy's wheels went right over the middle of him. Bubba.
Seriously? Did he get hurt?
You would think so, but no, he was unscathed. Grandpa told me there's a newspaper clipping of it somewhere.
Wow, tough cowboy.
Not a single broken bone. My grandma Price told me the minister called it a miracle of God and guilted them into a $15 donation to the church. That was a lot of money back then. And they had like 8 kids.
Really? What church?
Baptist, I think. They have always been the best at guilt trips.
I don't think that's very nice to say about any faith.
Well, I apologize if that offended you. I'm just not a fan of God this year or this decade.
I wondered if you guys came up with a flashlight.
Having faith is all about trusting God, even when you don't understand his plan. Isn't that right, Isaiah?
That's what we were always told.
What has God ever done for this family?
Well, looky here. I found the lantern. Will that help you, Isaiah?
That'll work.
See, you can find the light of God in unexpected places.
Thanks.
Isaiah exits.
Holy cow, look at what I found.
What's that?
This is Mom's skate case. Wow, I thought this was long gone.
What's in it?
Valerie brings it to the kitchen table.
It used to hold her skates, among many other things, but I know she used to keep letters in here too.
Letters from Grandpa?
Probably. He went away for a couple of years when we were little and worked in Adak, Alaska, building military housing.
I know, he told me.
Seems to be locked.
Seems like Alaska is the place our families like to run away to.
That was really hard on my mom. You know, she was pretty lonely. I was in second grade, third maybe, and she was sitting at the kitchen table late one night, drinking beer, crying over some letter. That song, You Belong to Me, that came on the radio. She had no idea I heard her. So I tiptoed back to my room. When Daddy came back, oh my God, it was like a huge party. I'd never seen them so happy. He promised we'd go on a big road trip all across the United States.
Rowan enters.
You guys seen a pair of gloves in here?
Look, it turned up here, Rowan. Mom's skate case.
Wow, I've not seen that in years.
I was just telling Evie about that road trip we went on when Daddy came home from Alaska.
Is that when you went to Reno?
We ended up there the long way home, but we started on Route 66. Ever heard of it?
Grandpa had a Route 66 sticker on his ice cooler.
That old cooler. Your father and I had to trade off sitting on the middle seat in the back of the old Ford because of that thing. Back then, the only thing you had to do was to sit and watch the world go by.
Sounds dreadful. Will this work?
We didn't know any different. A lot of hours playing the license plate game and eating bologna sandwiches.
But we had the radio. Mom was always so happy when a song came on that she knew the words to. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a...
Rowan continues to look for gloves. Evie is visibly annoyed by Valerie's reminiscent joy.
We'd sing at the top of our lungs. How'd you do? How do you do? How do you do?
Did you end up in New York?
I think we turned around in St. Louis and went back through Montana to visit the in-laws and the outlaws. Ah, here we are. Dad's old gloves. Perfect.
Rowan exits.
Oh, that's right, St. Louis. We stopped to stay with these people Mom used to know from her derby days. They were all drinking and dancing, having a party one night. God, Mom and Dad used to love to dance, especially slow dancing. Then their mom and my mom got into some big stupid fight about switching dance partners, and we had to leave in the middle of the night, hair pulling and hollering. My chatty Cathy dog got left there. So that kind of put a damper on that trip. So we picked the lock.
Valerie opens a drawer and pulls out several kitchen tools, eventually finding an ice pick. Evie is wearing the hot mitt. She slides the skate case in her direction.
Why the hell do we have so many knives?
Well, I don't think it's right to read someone's private letters.
I'm going to have to deal with it eventually, Evie.
You mean because you're the executor of the will?
Well, there's that. I just meant we'll have to go through everything and do an inventory.
Inventory? Why are you in such a rush to liquidate?
I only meant that when the time comes...
I know exactly what you meant. You want to get something sold, get your money, and go your merry way. Grandpa told me you and Todd are having tax problems. I know about the $10,000.
Really? Grandpa told you that?
Don't worry, Auntie Val. Your secret's safe with me.
Well, this is awkward.
Awkward? Where's your head? In the last 4 months, I'm the one who sat down with Grandpa every week and helped him sort out his mail and helped keep his bills straight. I'm the one who was checking on Grandpa every day. I'm the one who went and filled his prescriptions. I'm the one who drove him to his doctor's appointments. I'm the one who had to call all those sweet little old ladies and tell them their buddy Artie was dead. And then I'm the one who had to listen to all their friggin' 2-hour stories.
Wow, Evie. I never expected you to play the martyr.
Don't you dare. I'm the one who had to find him, and I just gotta say, that was pretty awful. That was no fucking cake baking. You want to go there?
Valerie slams the drawer of knives closed.
I'm really, really sorry, Evie, okay? Weekends are my busiest time. My car hasn't been running, and Todd and I planned, I thought there was going to be more time. I had this crazy idea we'd have more visits and we'd have more time together, and then we would all get the call and that we'd be there with him for him. I would tell him he tried hard and I forgave him and Mom, and I would say, I love you. I thought I would be there when he passed. We'd all be holding his hand, saying I love you.
Yeah, well, in the end, it was just between him and God.
Evie, I don't know what to say.
Nothing has to be said. Grandpa wrote you a check. It's in his stuff back at the house. I'll make sure you get it.
Everything okay in here?
Peachy.
Yep, just grand.
10 grand, in fact.
Chelsea enters.
Do we have any marshmallow sticks or do I have to whittle one?
We got a jar full of knives. Take your pick.
Valerie abruptly opens the drawer and Chelsea peers into it. Rowan enters and Evie pushes him by him as she exits.
This'll work.
Whoa there, Girl Scout.
Don't worry, I'll stay in my circle of safety.
Valerie, you got to get your man under control out there before I clothesline him.
It's not my day to watch him.
Well, don't leave him alone with Isaiah.
Kate exits.
Oh my God, is that Grandma's skate case? That is too friggin' awesome, dude.
I was going to try to pry it open, but Evie has strong feelings about opening it.
Yeah, well, Evie has strong feelings about all of this.
Why don't she want to open it?
I believe she thinks it is private.
What could be in there that we don't know about already?
The song, If I Knew You Were Coming Out of Me, to Kate comes up while the scene changes. In the dark, Valerie puts the skate case under the table. The lyrics and dig, dig, dig right in finishes the scene change, lights up on the end of the chorus of the song. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do, end of scene. Scene 2, landmines. The scene opens with Isaiah and Rowan digging while Todd is supervising. A wide, large crater has been created. Candles are lit. A campfire is creating a smoke plume. As they all take turns dodging and the camping lantern is lit, the women and Logan are gathered around the campfire roasting hot dogs and marshmallows.
I think I got something.
Ah, you hit pay dirt.
Logan comes over and inspects with the lantern. Valerie hums, "Goodnight, Irene."
Just a tree root.
Oh, brother, get on with it.
Should I keep going this way then?
Say,
Phew, it's smoky.
Your grandmother always used to say, smoke follows beauty.
Smoke follows beauty. I thought you went vegetarian, Kate.
I can still roast a weenie for someone else.
You confuse me.
Logan shoves in the last bite of his hot dog and offers to take Isaiah's shovel.
Here, man, I'll take a shift.
I can dig too.
Don't you worry, Missy. We got this.
Well, it appears that maybe you don't.
We women are totally capable of helping. Todd, Mom would be rolling in her grave if she heard you talk like that.
Well, then why don't you use your head for something besides a decoration and tell us where this box is?
It's a cookie jar, and if we knew that, we'd all be in bed by now.
Speaking of which, where you all plan to sleep? I only saw one double bed in there.
The table folds down into another bed. We always slept there when we were kids.
I'll sleep there with Chelsea.
I probably won't sleep. I don't do much of that these days anyways. If I need a nap, I'll put the front seat back.
now and I know how to sleep in a car, right, Val? I'll take the back seat. The ladies can stay in the trailer.
At this rate, we might still be here when the sun comes up.
You gotta be totally kidding.
Wish I was.
We have another mystery, Scooby.
Certainly an enigma.
Well, Miss College Fancy Pants shares another big word.
I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb.
The verse seems to flicker in the candlelight and all are still.
That's really beautiful, Evie. Did you write it?
Of course not. It's Emily Dickinson.
Nice.
Is that Angie Dickinson's sister from Policewoman?
The glare at Todd from all shines brighter than the stars.
Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory.
Did Emily Dickinson write that one too?
Dr. Seuss.
Nice.
What is it about death that can take your face and scrape it against the asphalt of life? I wrote that.
I'm going for a walk.
It's kind of dark.
I've heard there are bears out there.
I'll be fine. The stars are out.
You want me to go with you?
I'm a big girl.
If you see any bears, you just kick them in the nuts and then play dead.
That's the worst advice ever. Don't do that.
I got this, people. Remember, I was all alone with a dead body just last week.
Evie exits in the area of the cars.
You know, Rowan, I think it might help Evie if you suggest she speak to someone.
What? Like who?
Like a counselor or a psychiatrist. She seems to have some anger issues.
Doesn't everybody?
I go to therapy and look what it's done for me. What?
She'll be fine. Like, if I told you half the shit I saw in NAM, you'd think I was mental.
Are mental, Todd.
No, I guess so. I married your sister.
I'm gonna have a smoke before I do something I regret.
I'm going to go run wildlife interference.
I'm right behind you, sis.
Going on a bear hunt.
Going on a bear hunt.
Chelsea and Kate exit. End of scene. Scene 3, The Purge. Scene changes to tree line and lights down on the digging area. Chelsea and Kate creep in.
Shh, let's scare her.
Giggling with low growls, they playfully sneak up on Evie. They pause as we hear Evie retching in the area of the trees.
Evie, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure? You sick?
Just too many marshmallows. Upset my stomach.
Well, there's a lot to be upset about.
I'm okay. Really.
Yeah? Oh, my Evie girl.
Kate rubs Evie's back.
Seriously, I think Todd and your dad are going to come to blows before the night is over.
They're fine. Uncle Rowan is just protective of Mom.
Well, apparently Uncle Ro punched out my dad on their wedding day. He may have deserved it though.
He did.
Look, I got the last of Todd's beer.
She opens the beer and passes it to Kate. Evie walks away and stretches, taking in the night sky.
Hey guys, look at the stars. Did you know Grandma Helen would spend hours at night sitting outside looking up at the stars? I think it was cooler in the summer at night on the porch. When I used to go stay with them, Grandma and I...
Yeah, funny story. Grandma was telling Aunt Mabel on the phone about seeing a shooting star like the night before, and Aunt Mabel said, "You need to call me when that happens."
But wouldn't it be too late to see it by then?
Duh, yeah.
Oh.
Grandma and Aunt Mabel must have been a real hoot back in the day. Chelsea, did you hear the bus story?
No, don't believe so.
They were drinking one afternoon at the Three-Way Lounge, and there was some new bar that opened up down the street. Apparently, they asked the bartender how to get there, and he told them the city bus would be by shortly.
So when the bus came, the bus driver stops into the lounge to use the bathroom. And the bartender says, "See, you take the bus." So they did. They took the bus. Aunt Mobile drove it away down the street to the next bar. They parked the bus in front and walked right in and ordered another beer.
Wow, my kind of women.
Grandpa said Aunt Mabel became famous for telling that story when she joined AA.
They were a wild bunch.
I think they mellowed with age.
Like fine wine.
I guess we ought to get busy if we're going to make new stories. What will our daughters say about us?
You plan to have kids, Chels?
Hell, not for a few years. You're the married one. You and Isaiah need to get busy over there.
So, without going into it too much, Isaiah and I probably won't be having any kids of our own unless we adopt.
Evie and Chelsea echo each other in their disbelief.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, Isaiah was diagnosed with Klinefelter's syndrome.
What the heck is that?
Klinefelter's, a genetic condition he was born with. It means that he has an additional X chromosome, and one of the things is being sterile. Yeah, so probably no kids.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. I would be the best auntie too. Did you guys know this when you got married?
It's not our business, Chelsea.
No, it's cool. I trust you guys. Actually, he found out a couple years ago, but Isaiah's like really shy about the whole thing and doesn't want to be labeled, so I'd appreciate it if you guys didn't like say anything.
Of course.
He gets testosterone shots, but that's why he can't jeopardize his insurance through Kmart. And if he loses it, then it's a pre-existing condition. And then,
Dude, insurance is so screwed up. Like, I totally can't get insurance through the pet store since I'm only part-time. I had to pay full price for an ER visit for this broken wrist.
What did you do anyway?
Duh, I'm in roller derby. Remember? Chelsea O'Payne.
don't even try and look tough, Chels. Mom already told me you broke it slipping on a wet floor when you were washing a dog. If it happened at work, they have to cover it. It's a workers' comp.
Oh, why can't mom just keep a friggin' secret?
Why can't you two just be honest with me? I'm your cousin. We're family. You can tell me things. I always looked up to you, Kate, like that picture of us at the beach when we were little. We're holding hands and I'm looking at you.
Well, that's a trip. What have I done that's worth looking up to? You're the one who went to college. I'm so jealous of you. You'll have a career, get a good paying job. If I stay in daycare, I'll always make minimum wage, basically.
But you have a job that makes a difference. Every time I talk to you, you say how much you love to work with kids. I don't even have a job. Taking care of Grandpa was what I did for the last 4 months, and now that's over.
But you got to have the college experience.
All right, ladies, it's getting cold.
Believe me, college wasn't always so awesome. There was some crazy stuff, and I didn't always fit in.
Psh, seems like the perfect place for a smart girl like you.
Yeah, well, you don't know the half of it.
Come on, what did you study again?
General social sciences.
Oh.
You see, no one knows what that seriously even is. I tell them what I studied and they just say, oh.
Yeah, you got me.
See?
Well, I'm sorry. I probably have asked you before. I'm kind of distracted here.
It's not any big deal, really. I've told my dad like 20 times and he still asks. So, you know what, though? Grandpa knew. He cared.
Grandpa was really proud of you.
Yeah, I guess.
The way I heard it, you were the favorite granddaughter.
That's not true. Out of all of us, I spent the most time there, but that was because Mom and Dad would leave me there for days at a time when they ran off on some gambling trip or had a fight. Logan got left at home, but that was his choice. He was older. It's really kind of foggy, but I think Grandma felt sorry for me.
Well, she'd be proud of you too.
Chelsea lightly punches her in the arm.
So, science. That sounds like some pretty brainiac stuff. You'll get a job, no problem.
As long as we all are purging our truths.
Spill your guts, sister.
I wasn't really a brainiac. I barely passed. I kind of went through a phase.
Nah, you?
Yep, if you didn't notice, I'm kind of a control freak.
No, you.
Yeah, but needless to say, by the time I got to college, I was ready to party.
I could see that.
So I partied. And because I didn't really know what I was doing, well, it got me into a bit of trouble.
Like what?
For starters, I loved wine coolers, specifically those strawberry ones.
Oh, they're not bad. I've had those and it's like you're barely buzzed.
If you show off and drink all 6 of them in an hour, that helps.
Ugh, that makes my stomach bloat just thinking about it.
No kidding.
Did you get sick?
Oh yeah. But not until I made out with the cutest guy in the room.
You are a wild one.
No, no, I'm not. That's why it's so awful. Like, I remember being in the hallway and then it's this blur of really loud Michael Jackson music and him and me, and we go into this bedroom. I like let him take off all my clothes, or I took them off. I don't know. And I didn't stop him because I really couldn't think or move. But there I was with nothing on, and he was kissing me and other stuff, and then here come the wine coolers, all 6 of them.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, you know me, Miss Classy. I go running out in the hall and all these people saw me, like all these people from Writing 101. And I was covered in strawberry crap and naked, and it's so bad. And the girl whose house it was, she was really, really pissed off.
Oh, honey. Well, that happens to everybody.
No, it doesn't. And even if it does, it doesn't happen to me. Like, he tried to rape me.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he thought you were just really into him.
Are you seriously going to blame the inappropriate behavior of some asshole frat boy on me?
Of course not. I was talking about how you always get sick the first time.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, I have a talent for getting sick.
Maybe you're allergic to alcohol?
Oh no, that's not it. It's like I'm allergic to food.
I'm allergic to mushrooms and berries, which really sucks as a vegetarian.
Well, I wish that was it. Right after the deal at the party, I figured out that if I ate too much, I could just throw up, and it helped me keep my weight down.
Isn't that called bulimia?
Yeah, I guess, but I don't do it anymore. I don't.
Oh God, Evie, that's not good for you. Well, how did you stop?
I just hate the way it makes me feel. And then my roommate figured out what I was doing and gave me this big old lecture. It's not a big deal. I don't even know why I told you.
Because you can trust us. We're family.
Please don't say anything, because I'm fine now.
We better head back.
Wow. Okay. Are you ready, Evie?
Absolutely. And this is all in the vault, right?
It's all in the vault.
Scout's honor.
Elsie crosses her heart, touches her forehead, and then makes the 3-finger Girl Scout sign and extends a hand. They grab hands as they exit to Walkin' After Midnight by Patsy Cline. I go walking after midnight out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. End of scene. Scene 4, illumination.
Isaiah, you said you had a metal detector, right?
Yeah, in the trunk.
Perfect. About how far down does it read?
About 6 inches, maybe 1.5 feet at most. It's not a super high powered one. I got it at Kmart.
You think we could give it a try?
It won't pick up anything wood though. It reads from magnetic wavelengths. Was there metal on the cookie jar?
No, but there was a silver dollar in there.
Oh my God, that's right. Mom had a Liberty Head silver dollar from like the 1800s. It was her parents from the year they were born, like 1892, 93. She always kept it in that cookie jar. I didn't know we put her lucky dollar in with her.
Dad did. I tried to talk him out of it, but he insisted we put it in there.
Mom used to sing, "Now you can throw a silver dollar down upon the ground and it will roll because it's round."
For God's sake, Val, you are not 6 years old anymore.
Valerie is taken aback like a scolded puppy.
Well, I'll go grab the detector and see what we find.
Todd, I didn't know you were in Vietnam.
What year were you born, Logan?
1966.
Yeah, well, when you were in a playpen, I was in the Army, balls deep in a wet rice paddy.
Wow, I didn't know that. Respect, man.
He doesn't deserve any respect for killing babies.
What the fuck, Dad? Where's this coming from?
That was too far, Rowan, too far.
When did you do a minute of military time, Dad? The way I heard it, you skipped out on the draft with some bullshit excuse.
Bullshit excuse? Seriously? Did your mom tell you that? Because she's lying as usual. I was too old for Vietnam and I couldn't enlist if I wanted to. When I was in high school, my heart used to race like a son of a bitch for no reason. Thought I was going to die when it started doing that. Tell him, Valerie, you know.
Valerie steps between them.
All right, guys, that's enough. Let go, Todd. Lur.
Oh, baby killer. I mean, you think you all know something? You hear some crackpot hippie on a street corner call us out as baby killer, and you think you got some golden shit intel on what we were told to do over there? I'll tell you what happened. We were sold out. Living in the jungle was no fucking Disney cartoon. Fucking hot, fucking miserable, fucking sweaty, dirty, smelled like burning garbage. There were snakes, there were leeches, couldn't take a bath, got a chapped ass, and you got nothing but lousy food. Getting shot at, and you have no fucking idea from where. And I signed up for that shit. And so did my kid brother. If not us, then some other guy'd have to do it.
Todd, please, let's all.
Frank and I signed up for an idea that turned out we didn't know nothing about. And Frank gets his goddamn legs blown off where it was a big fucking thank you card from the US of fucking A. So Rowan, what do you know about going to fight for your country, for your American flag? You don't know shit, man. At least your son got the balls to pick up a rifle and go over that wall before they came over ours. You're a spineless, gutless piece of shit.
What the hell do you know about me, Todd? You have never shut your mouth long enough to listen. Never gave a damn about who I am or what I do. Ever since you married Val, I can't think of a single goddamn time where we have ever had any kind of civil conversation.
Well, you haven't trusted me since.
Dead to rights. I don't trust you. You treat my nieces like they're invisible and my sister like a piece of shit. You got no respect for anyone, most of all yourself. And if your ugly mug had crossed my path 10 years ago, we would be on the bottom of this frickin' crater and I'd be kicking your motherfucking ugly ass now, despite my mother's ashes being on the bottom of it all. My grandfather and centuries of young men in our family were ruined, completely ruined by fighting and war and sacrificing their lives for that grand old flag. Signing a check to be cashed by the red, white, and blue in exchange for their lives, being disposable for an idea that you didn't know nothing about going in. You lost a brother. I almost lost a son. And for what? A crazy fucking idea that goes back to Cain and Abel. And where did that get those fellas? Dead and alone. No, thank you. My son may have had the balls to fight the enemy overseas, but if you haven't noticed, every single one of us is fighting some enemy right here.
A silent echo of painful truth fills the moment. During this tirade, Valerie has sunk into the shadows with Logan. It is only Todd and Rowan under the light. We hear a slow clap of applause coming from Evie. She has reappeared with Chelsea and Kate holding the candle.
Nice work, gentlemen. I'm sure Grandma would be so proud right now. You take a perfect opportunity to have family time together one last time before we all ride off into the sunset, and you make it into one big old pile of poop.
Oh, can it, Evie? This is family time. Our mother was always at war with someone or something, most of all herself.
The prudent keep their knowledge to themselves, but a fool's heart blurts out folly. Fool's heart blurts out folly.
And who wrote that crap?
Actually, it's from the Bible, Proverbs, but your grandmother Sarah wrote it down in a note she left, folded up in Grandma's diary.
The camping lantern flickers and goes out. Isaiah is standing with a metal detector and it turns on. It beeps a friendly power-up sound and Isaiah begins casually sweeping on the outside of the crater.
That contraption would have been helpful about 5 hours ago. I'm going to go to sleep in the truck. I'm out.
After a very weighted pause, Rowan surveys the damage.
I'm sorry, guys. I could only keep my mouth shut for so long.
Todd turns on his truck, filling the space with the sound of diesel and headlights that illuminate the whole campsite. This startles Rowan, who falls somewhat comically backwards into the hole. He is not hurt. Logan extends a hand to his father.
It's okay, Dad. We had a saying. It's a shit sandwich, and it's your turn to take a bite.
Everyone's a poet.
Rowan notices the illumination of the digging area from the headlights.
Jesus Christ! Why didn't we think of this before? Go tell Todd to keep his lights on.
If nothing else, I can get a set of spoons from the trailer and we can all start digging.
Kate resorts to a silly Julia Child impersonation to lighten the mood.
You just put the chicken in the pot.
It does the trick. Logan tries to help Isaiah with a detector.
Hey, dude, need to sweep a little closer to the ground. I've breached a few landmines in my day.
Hold on. Our mother had a diary?
Yes, it was hidden in her skate case.
I'm a little confused. And the note you found, it was written by her mother, our great grandmother.
Yes, it was in her suicide note.
God, Evie, that's not true. Our grandmother died in a car accident when Mom was around 13. She didn't take her life.
She died in a car, but it wasn't an accident.
Yes, it was.
Actually, I heard Mom and Dad talking about it one night when we're on that road trip coming back from St. Louis. You were asleep in the back seat and they thought I was sleeping too.
What are you talking about, Rowan?
When they were living in Wyoming during the Depression, she said her mother would do housekeeping for a few of the houses uptown to make money. Grandma Sarah came home early from work one afternoon when Grandpa didn't expect her. Neither did the lady whose car was in the driveway. This chick named Catherine that lived uptown. I guess her husband was a lawyer and Mom said it was a fancy brand new car. I got the impression Grandpa George had been having an affair with this Catherine person for a while because everyone in town knew about it. Instead of going in the house and walking in on him, Grandma wrote a note, left it on the door, and stole her car.
Was that the note you found, Evie?
Yes, it's a pretty sad note. That's why I didn't think it was the right time, to share.
I'm kind of pissed right now, Evie. There's the vault and then there's the vault.
Kate goes into the trailer and retrieves the skate case. Rowan plays with his lighter.
How do you think I feel? You had this secret of Mom all these years and you didn't tell me? A secret that could maybe explain why our mother was so totally messed up? Holy crap, Rowan.
I only overheard a conversation. I would have been in trouble if I told you. Besides, I didn't know all the details. I only knew that she drove this car like 10 miles out of town to the train tracks.
Train tracks?
Wow, this is totally super secret squirrel kind of shit.
Kate returns with a skate case.
All I knew was there was some reason Grandma didn't want to talk about it. I was trying to respect her privacy. Geez, is that so hard to understand? People don't have to share everything.
Open it now.
Hand over the key, Evie.
It's time.
Evie produces the key and hands them to Valerie. She opens the case. Isaiah continues to sweep the ground with a metal detector by the light of the headlights, and it makes a sound.
Found another penny.
Basically, great grandma Sarah wrote a note, stole the lady's car, and drove it out of town like Dad said.
Quick question. Why in the world would you name me Catherine?
I didn't know. I never heard any story about anyone named Catherine until the day you were born. My mom came to see us in the hospital and she asked me what I named the baby. I said, Catherine Louise. I thought it was a beautiful name and Louise was her middle name after all. And she screams at me right there in the hospital. What? Why in the hell would you do that? And I said, what's the problem? Because I really like the name. And she goes, because Catherine was the name of my father's mistress.
Holy Hannah.
Sorry. Am I tracking this correctly? Your mother's father, your great grandpa named George, was a gigolo?
Oh my God, people, you're killing me. What happened? You've got this woman committing grand theft auto like she's Carmen Sandiego.
I don't even know who that is.
Like, this woman is my hero.
I wouldn't say that.
Valerie takes the items out of the case. The old skates that were once white are now gray. She hands them to Chelsea. There's a folded sweater with stripes and a number on the back, an envelope with a stack of pictures, a pile of letters tied with a ribbon, and a Price Family Bible. Valerie thumbs through the return address and this envelope stack.
That's pictures. I've seen some of this before. Her old derby sweater. Here's the letters Daddy wrote from the DAC and a few more from Aunt Mabel.
It's underneath.
Evie lifts the false panel up from the bottom of the case and hands Valerie a flat notebook about a half-inch thick, brimming with glued-in bits and pieces, along with some loose papers. She reads the front of the book by candlelight.
The property of Miss Helen Louise Wright. She wrote April 4th, 1930 on the first page. Her 12th birthday? Oh my, how far does this go? 1931, 32, 1936. This is incredible.
Oh, for Pete's sake, here.
Valerie flips through the notebook and finds the handwritten note, yellow with age.
George, you're lucky I always believed in Proverbs 12:23. The prudent keep their knowledge to themselves, but a fool's heart blurts out folly. Now I'm done playing the fool. It's your turn to explain. In the meantime, she can wash your filthy drawers, and I hope you sleep better at night with 2 less mouths to feed. May God forgive me. I surrender. And it's signed, out of love, Sarah. Then it says, P.S. I didn't sell the silver dollar. It's in the button box, but this time you're out of luck. What the?
Can I say that?
Valerie passes note to Kate, and then Evie points to the newspaper article to read next.
Read the newspaper clipping.
Woman dies as train hits auto. Lingle, Wyoming. On Wednesday afternoon, Mrs. Sarah Wright, 37, of Torrington, was killed instantly about 12:15 p.m. when the automobile she was driving was struck by a westbound Union Pacific train. The Cadillac sedan was owned by her employer, Mr. Everett Nolan, attorney of Torrington. Sheriff Bill Lackey, who was investigating the incident, said it was not known whether Mrs. Wright was attempting to cross the tracks ahead of the train or if it stalled on the railroad track. Momentum of the speeding train carried the machine about 50 feet. A full inquest into the accident is being conducted. The deceased woman...
Holy shit.
Valerie joins in and continues reading.
The deceased woman is survived by 2 daughters and a husband of Torrington, Mr. George Wright. Someone wrote April 27th, 1931, and rest in peace up in the corner. Oh my poor mother. She was only 13.
So what do you think this means? 2 less mouths to feed.
Sarah was pregnant.
Oh, that's sad on so many levels.
Grandma not only lost her mother, she lost a sibling.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Basically, you don't piss one of us off or you run out of luck.
Note to self.
And this other woman, if Sarah worked for them as a housekeeper, that means Catherine was her boss?
Sure does explain a lot of things. Mom's hatred for her father, why she ran away from home, why her sister Mabel lived with us.
Why her mood could flip on a dime. You know, they called her Helen Wheels before she even hit the Derby circuit.
She was a badass though, right, Logan?
Takes one to know one.
Chelsea punches him.
Okay, if you punch me one more time, I'm gonna fucking flip out.
Whoa, dude.
Also explains why she hated the name Catherine. Grandma Helen told me that more than once, and I just thought she said it to be mean.
Like I said, I found out on the day you were born. But Mom could be really mean too.
Why do you suppose Grandpa decided to put it here now?
Honestly, I think he was trying to give you all a final gift.
That's one hell of a parting gift. You know, the Bible also says the truth shall set you free.
Not my Bible. I think the whole truth shall set you free was a Jesus thing, and
Not a good time, Isaiah.
Well, we know now. Better sooner rather than later.
This is a sooner rather than later. Wow.
The most difficult of all the steps. Step number 5. The one that asks us to admit our wrongs and to do so in front of our higher power and another person.
Go work your program over there. I'm still mad at you.
Grandma was ashamed of what her parents did. Wouldn't you be? Like the memories went so deep, but then they would bubble to the top. No matter how much she drank, she couldn't push them away.
That's what happens when you try to swallow your feelings and don't deal with them. They come out one way or another.
Did you learn that crap on some after school special?
Hey, if I've learned anything from therapy, which I highly recommend for all of you, by the way, people choose behaviors that make them feel good because they're trying to bury pain. I don't have to tell you. We all have a go-to because we're friggin' human beings. And who wants to feel shitty all the time? Like Todd, he uses sarcasm, he can't help himself, but that's how the loser copes. Uncle Rowan chose drinking and gambling. Props to you, Uncle Ro, for finding your way out. But I see you still have a vice or two.
True.
Logan, he chose the G.I. Joe route, and now he's popping antidepressants for his PTSD, and he can't sleep at night. Evie has a superiority complex and an eating disorder.
Excuse me?
Isaiah, lost in coin collecting, mom, collects asshole husbands. Kate lets everyone walk all over her.
Hey,
And me, I get my kicks out of beating the crap out of other chicks. Not the best choice. It certainly has screwed up a couple of relationships, but hey, I'm working on it.
how is it a bad thing to let people walk all over me?
It's called avoidance. And you and Isaiah, you have your own family secret, but that's your story to tell, not mine. My point is, and I do have one, our grandparents were normal people, no different than any of you. Who knows why George was a man slut?
Kate finds the nickels sewn in the skate tongue.
The roller derby gave her a place to run away to where no one knew her family secrets. Look at this, Chelsea. There's something sewn in the tongue.
The one thing I always knew that wasn't a secret was that our parents really loved each other. Some of my happiest memories are watching those two when they were together. Daddy would pick Mom up off the ground and spin her around, laughing, dancing, telling jokes, happy, in love. And tonight we are here to bring these two young wildcats back together for eternity, just like they wished for.
It's a nickel. Cool. Maybe it's a lucky charm. Lots of chicks put one in their skate.
Look, Isaiah, it's a Buffalo nickel, 1918. Was that the year she was born?
Valerie begins quietly singing Nickelodeon song. The metal detector beeps and fades. Evie reads a hand-drawn heart in the case.
See? Helen loves Artie.
I think I've got something.
It's almost out of battery.
Hey guys, this is it.
Thank God.
Hold on now, go slow. It could break apart after sitting in the ground.
That's the lid of the cookie jar. I recognize it.
I made that thing from high quality maple. It'll hold together.
Isaiah and Logan drop to their knees. Valerie, Evie, Kate, and Chelsea gather around with candles. Logan sweeps carefully around the container with his hands. Rowan handles the jar as if it's an archaeologist's treasured discovery.
Chelsea, paintbrush.
Paintbrush.
Move slow and steady.
Hi, Mom. Long time no see.
Oh, Rowan, here come the tears again.
Just in time. It's starting to sprinkle.
Dream a little dream of me fades in. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. End of scene. Scene 5, while the world is waiting for the sunrise. The twilight scene takes place by the rocky ocean jetty. As it plays out, the morning light streams through. Seagulls can be heard periodically. Entering the scene, Chelsea is wearing a small derby sweater and Evie is wearing the orange life jacket. Kate is carrying the colored carnations in one hand and holding Isaiah's in the other. Valerie is carrying the weight box with Grandpa. Rowan is carrying the cookie jar with Grandma. Logan is carrying the family Bible. Todd is behind carrying the empty old silver ice chest.
How far are we gonna go? It's kind of rocky.
Luckily, high tide was at 3:48 a.m., so it's going up.
They used to fish up on the other side of this big rock, right up here.
You cold, babe? Here, take my coat.
Isn't there supposed to be a boat involved?
You got one?
What was wrong with Grandpa's rowboat?
We wouldn't all fit.
Phew, you stink, Evie.
I don't care.
Oh, heads up, we got company.
Oh man, is that a game warden?
Crap.
Hey, boo-boo, it's Ranger Smith.
I'll see what he wants.
Todd hands off the ice chest and exits, all come down to the ocean side with cremations.
How about here?
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
It's time, Val.
Arthur, Roland, Price, do you take Helen, Louise, Wright until the end of time?
I do.
Hey, could you read something, Logan?
Sure, what do you suggest?
Just open it up. That's what I always do. It will find you.
Logan opens the family Bible. During this reading, Valerie and Rowan take out several small items from Grandma's cookie jar, including fishing lures, a seashell, a photo, and a silver dollar, which is passed around to Evie, Chelsea, Kate, and Isaiah.
Okay, how about this? The book of Job. And Satan smote Job and sore boils. No, that's not it. We're not doing
For
that.
Pete's sake, it's Job, not Job. Give me that.
I've never seen ashes before. Whoa.
Here's the seashell I put in.
And that damn silver dollar.
What are you doing?
Valerie uses a seashell to scoop a small amount of the ashes, putting them together in a plastic baggie.
Dad always told Mom about seeing the northern lights in Alaska. I think Mom and Dad would like to see that together.
Only if we can go too.
Let's try this one.
Evie finds Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. As this Bible passage is read by the four grandchildren, Valerie and Rowan appear to be pouring the ashes together into the ice chest. They temporarily exit off stage right and return just in time for the words, "A time for peace."
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance.
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away.
A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace.
Kate passes out the flowers.
One for you and one for you and one for me.
Valerie initiates a round of Amazing Grace. As all try to sing along, it is obvious they are unsure and quickly off key.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
That saved a wretch.
Like me.
They stop realizing how awful it really sounds.
I think we're good.
Yep.
Here.
Kate tosses her flower in the ocean. They all follow suit and throw flowers in the water.
May I see that?
Rowan takes the silver dollar from Isaiah, ponders it, and then with quick overhand throw, pitches it into the ocean, much to everyone's chagrin and surprise.
Dad. God.
Growing.
Rowan watches it sink and then turns to all with a Cheshire grin. Todd returns.
Perfect.
You guys are in luck. I explained the situation to Mr. Park Ranger, and he conveniently had just used the last page of his citation book.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome, Rowan.
They awkwardly shake hands. Val and Chelsea cuddle up while Evie positions herself between Rowan and Logan. Kate is with Isaiah, taking in the morning view.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Chelsea.
You know, my old green coin book said that an 1893 Liberty Head dollar from the San Francisco Mint was worth $13,000.
I'd rather have the Lucky Buffalo nickel. Priceless.
Chelsea and Logan begin quietly singing "You Are My Sunshine" together. underneath the final words as the sun comes up.
Are my son.
I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah, me too.
You make me happy.
Holy smokes, do you see it?
Yeah, 2 of the flowers drifted ahead of the others.
I'm talking about the double rainbow over the water.
Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
Don't take.
Take my
My
sunshine
sunshine
away.
As they exit the song, The World is Waiting for the Sunrise, while Les Paul and Mary Ford plays. In the end, Evie stands alone and Kate comes to grab her hand. They exit together. End of play. Yay.